Hello everyone, welcome to QnA Academy. In today's class, we are going to discuss about questions based on divisibility rules. But before solving the questions, first you should know one important concept called coprimes. Any one of you know about this concept called coprimes? What are coprimes? For suppose if I take one example as 2 comma 5. Can you tell me both of them are coprimes or not? Yes, of course they are coprimes. In the same way, if I take one more example, 4 comma 5 comma 6. Can you tell me these are coprimes or not? Yes, they are also coprimes. What is the exact definition of coprimes? The exact definition of coprimes is whatever the factors we have in both the numbers, what are the common factors we have? If we have same common factors in both the numbers, such type of numbers we are not considering them as coprimes. Let me explain you with one beautiful example. Here, what are the numbers I have taken? 2 comma 5. Can you tell me what are the factors for 2? The factors for 2 is 1 comma 2. What are the factors of 5? The factors of 5 is 1 comma 5. Apart from 1, do we have any common factors here? No. Then both of them are considered as coprimes. In the same way, if I take one more example, 4 comma 5 comma 6. Now what are the factors of 4? 1 comma 2 comma 4. What are the factors of 5? 1 comma 5. What are the factors of 6? 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 6. Now can you tell me apart from 1, do I have any common factors here? No, I don't have any common factors. So I'll be considering 4 comma 5 comma 6 are also as coprimes. If I take one more example, 7 comma 8. 7 comma 8. For 7, what are the what are the factors? 1 comma 7. What are the factors for 8? 1 comma 2 comma 4 comma 8. Now what are the common factors I have here? Only one common factor I have. If I have only one common factor, such type of numbers I'll be calling them as coprimes. Now what are non-coprimes? If you look at here, 2 comma 4 is there. Now for 2 comma 4, what are the factors? 1 comma 2 and 1 comma 2 comma 4. How many common factors I have here? 2 common factors I have. Then I will be not consider them as coprimes. They are non-coprimes. In the same way, if I take one more example, 4 comma 6 comma 8. What are the factors of 4? 1 comma 2 comma 4. What are the factors of 6? 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 6. What are the factors of 8? 1 comma 2 comma 4 comma 8. How many common factors I have in 3 numbers? If I look at here 1 and 2 are common factors in all the 3 numbers or not? Then I will be not consider them as coprimes. Here, how it is related to divisibility rule means whatever number you take, that number you have to divide into 2 parts which are coprimes. For suppose if I take 18 I have to make into 2 parts. If I multiply those 2 numbers, again I should get 18 only. But those 2 numbers should be considered as coprimes. Here if you observe, if I take 2 into 9, 2 into 9 is nothing but what? 18 only. Now what are the factors of 2? 1 comma 2. What are the factors of 9? 1 comma 3 comma 9. Here what I will be taking is coprimes of 18 will be 2 comma 9. This is how I have to take the coprimes from the given number. In the same way, if I take one more example, here I will be taking it as 88. I will take one bigger number, 88. Now what are the coprimes of 88? See, factors can be so many. 44 into 2 is also 88, 22 into 4 is also 88. But what I have told you have to take only coprimes of 88. What are the coprimes of 88? If I take 11 into 8, what are the factors for 11? 1 comma 11. What are the factors for 8? 1 comma 2 comma 4 comma 8. Now, how many common factors I have here? Only one common factor I have. If I have only one common factor, such type of numbers I can consider them as co-primes or not? Yes. Now here, what are my co-primes? My co-primes are 11, 8. In the same way, for remaining questions also, whatever numbers they are giving, first thing what you have to do, you have to find what are the co-primes for that particular number. How it is easy to identify those numbers are co-primes. How to identify those numbers? Out of those numbers, one number if you can select them as prime number, then it is going to be very easy. Or if you take consecutive numbers also, that also it is going to be easy. For suppose if I take one example as 72. Now for 72, if I have to get 72, with what number I have to multiply? If I multiply 9 into 8, it is 72 or not? 9, 8 are co-primes here, because 9 and 8 are consecutive numbers. If you observe 8, 9, it is coming immediately. If they are consecutive numbers, directly you can tell them as co-primes. Not only that, if your HCF is 1, which is nothing but if your highest common factor is 1, in that way also you can identify them as co-primes, and directly you can go with the divisibility rules process. Understood all of you? So let us move into the questions and we will solve some of the basic questions on divisibility rules. Now here if you read the question, if the number 97215x6 is completely divisible by 11, then the smallest whole number in place of x will be what they are asking. Now first thing what I have to do, whatever they have given in the question, in that important thing I have to write it here. Here what is the main part I have to write? 97215x6. Now 97215x6, they are dividing with what? They are going to divide with 11. If they are going to divide with 11, what they are asking here, then the smallest whole number in place of x is what? In place of x, what is the smallest whole number you have to keep? Can you tell me what is the smallest whole number? The smallest whole number will be 0. So in place of x, I have to start with 0. If I keep 0, I can identify whether it is divisible with 11 or not. Yes or no? Now, what is the divisibility rule for 11? Can you tell me what is the divisibility rule for 11? The divisibility rule for 11 is, first thing what you have to do, from last you have to take the alternative numbers. Here what are my alternative numbers? 6, 5, 2 and 9. So I have to take my alternative numbers and I have to add all those numbers. Then I have to take the difference between remaining numbers. Now here if you observe, what are the remaining numbers I have here? X, 1 and 7, which is nothing but x plus 1 plus 7. Now, what is 9 plus 2? 11. 11 plus 5, 16. 16 plus 6, how much? 22. Here, I have 22 minus x plus 8 you have. Now, in place of x, what if you keep? If you can minus with 22 and it should be divisible by 11 also. Here, if you observe carefully, in place of x, if I keep 3, what is 3 plus 8? 3 plus 8 is nothing but 11. Now 22 minus 11 will be 11 only. 11 is directly divisible by 11 or not? If it is directly divisible by 11, then I can consider my answer as x. Now this is the first question. So all of you try to solve in your notes also. We'll move to the next question. Now in the next question, if you observe, if the number 91876x2 is completely divisible by 8, then the smallest whole number in place of x will be what? Here also they are asking the smallest whole number only. Now here if you observe, what is the question they have given? The question they have given is 91876x2 2. Now, whatever number they have given, that I have to divide with what? I have to divide with 8. Can you tell me what is the divisibility rule for 8? The divisibility rule for 8 is, if the last 3 digits are divisible by 8, then the complete number is divisible by 8 or not? Yes. Now here, what are my last 3 digits? My last 3 digits are 6, x and 2. This I have to divide with what? I have to divide with 8. Now here it is not possible to divide with 8. In place of x, definitely I have to keep one number. What I have to keep? I have to check it now. It should be the smallest whole number. I will go with the options. In options, you can see here 1, 2, 3 and 4 they have given. First, I will start keeping with 1. What is x? X I will be considering it as 1. If x I have keeping it as 1, 8, how many times it will go? What is 8 sevens? 56. 56 if I keep, what is the remainder I will get? 5, 2. 5, 2 is not divisible by 8. So, I will change my number to next option. What is the second option I have here? B, 2. So with 2 again I will start checking. If I keep 2 here, it will be 622. 622 is divisible by 8 or not? I will check it. 8 sevens 56, 62. 62 is not divisible by 8. So 622 is also wrong. So 2 also I cannot keep. Next, what I have to keep? I have to keep it as 3. So 3 if I keep, what it will be? 632. 7 eighths how much? 56. 56 plus 7. 72. 56 plus 7. 63. 72 is remainder. 72 is divisible by 8 or not? Yes. How many times? 9 times. If it is divisible by 8, then I can consider my x as 3. Now here what is my answer? My answer is going to be option C. Next question, third question, if you see, if x and y are the two digits of the number 653xy such that this number is divisible by 80, then x plus y is what they are telling. Now here what is the question they have given? 653 xy. Now 653 xy. Now this question I have to solve. Now here what they have told, x and y are the two digits of the number 653. They are the two digits of this particular number such that this number is divisible by what? It is divisible by 80 they have told. It is divisible by 80. Then x plus y is how much they are asking. What they are asking? X plus y equal to how much they are asking. Now 80. Now whatever they have given 80, I have to take the coprimes of 80 or not. What are the coprimes of 80? 80 I can write it as 10 into 8. 10 into 8 is what? 80. But 10 and 8 are coprimes? No. 10 and 8 are not coprimes. So what I will do? Again I will divide 10 into 2 parts. What I will write? 2 into 5. 2 into 5 is 10 or not? So 2 into 5 is nothing but 10. 10 into 8 is nothing but 80. So coprimes I will be considering as 2, 5, 8. Now 2, 5, 8 are coprimes of 80. Understood all of you? Now whatever I am going to solve here, I have to check with 2, 5 and 8. See, in these 2, 5 and 8, checking with 5 is very easy. Because divisibility rule for 5 is what? Divisibility rule for 5 is, if last two numbers are 0 or 5, then the complete number is divisible by 5 or not? Yes. What is the divisibility rule for 2? Divisibility rule for 2 is, if last number is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then it is divisible by 2. What is the divisibility rule for 8? Last 3 digits. If last 3 digits are divisible by 8, then the complete number is divisible by 8. Last 3 digits means if it is 0 also, it is divisible by 8 only. Yes. Now if you observe, in all the 3 numbers, 0 is common or not? Everywhere we have 0. Apart from 0, if I use any number, it is not divisible by 5 because 5 is going to accept only two numbers which are 0 and 5. Now what I have to take it here? Y directly I can consider it as 5. Sorry, y directly I can consider it as 0 because in all the three numbers 0 is only common. So directly I am taking y as 0. If I take y as 0, it will be 6, 5, 3, x 0. It should be divisible by what? 2 comma 5 comma 8. It should be divisible by all three numbers which are 2 comma 5 comma 8. If I keep 0 here, it is acceptable by all 2, 5 and 8. Now what is x I have to find? If I have to find x, it is possible with only one value which is nothing but 8. Now what is the divisibility rule for 8? If last 3 digits are divisible by 8, then the complete number is divisible by 8. Here what are my last 3 digits? 3x0. 3x0, if it is divisible by 8, then the complete number is divisible by 8. Now we already know y is nothing but 0. If y is 0, x plus y, if I do, I'll be getting one number or not? That x number is here only in the options we have. So directly by taking options, I can keep one option here and I can check it whether it is divisible by 8 or not. Here if you observe, x I'll be taking it as 1. If I take x as 1, 3, 1, 0 it will be. What is 8 into 3? 24. 24 if I take, what is the remainder? 70. 70 is not divisible by 8. So 1 I will be not considering. Next I will be taking my x as 2. See, I can take my x as 2, but here in options we don't have 2. So directly I can eliminate 2 and I can go to 3. If I take my x as 3, it will be 330. Now 330 if I divide with 8, 8 4s 30, 8 4s 32, remainder will be 10, 8 1s 8, remainder will be 2. So it is not divisible by 8. So I can eliminate 3 as well. If I go to my next option is 4. Here what I have to keep? 4. 340. 8 4s 32, 20 is remainder. 20 is not divided by 8. So I can eliminate 4 also. What is the final option I have here? 6. Now here what I have to keep? 360. 360 if I divide with 8. 360 if I divide with 8 4s how much? 32. Yes or no? 4 8s 32. Now 8 4s 32. Remainder will be what? 40. 8 into 5 how much? 40. So 360 is divisible by 8 or not? So in place of x what I have kept here? 6 I have kept here. Now what is the x we got here? 6. What is the y I have here? 0. Then what is x plus y they are asking? X plus y is nothing but 6 plus 0. 6 plus 0 equal to how much? 6. So this is going to be the third question and your answer is 6. So shall we move into the next question? In the next question, you can see if the product of 4864 into 9p2 is divisible by 12, the value of p is what they are asking. Now what is the question they have given? 4864 into 9p2 they have given. It should be divisible by what? It should be divisible by 12. Now can you tell me what are the coprimes of 12? The coprimes of 12 is 3 comma 4. 3 into 4 if you multiply, you'll be getting 12 or not? And 3 and 4 are consecutive numbers. If they are consecutive numbers, definitely you can consider them as coprimes. Now, by using both 3 and 4, I have to check whether it is divisible by 3 and 4 or not. Here, when we are doing multiplication, if it is satisfying one condition also, we can accept them. Okay, now what is the question they have given? 4864 into 9p2 they have given. If I have to solve by using 3, 4 plus 8 how much? 12. 12 plus 8, 12 plus 6, 18. 18 plus 4, 22. 22 is not divisible by 3. So if I start checking with 4, 4, what is the divisibility rule for 4? If last two digits are divisible by 4, then the complete number is divisible by 4 or not? Yes. Here, what are my last two digits? 64. Now, 64 is directly divisible by 4. Yes, it is divisible by 4. So, this condition it is satisfying here. Now, whatever the remaining condition is there, that it should satisfy in the second part. Here, if you observe in the second part, what they have given? 9p2. So, definitely 9p2, it should be divisible by 3. If it should be divisible by 3, in place of p, what I have to keep? You have to tell me. Now, what is 9 plus 2? 11. First of all, what is divisibility rule for 3? The divisibility rule for 3 is sum of all digits should be divisible by 3. Sum of all digits means what? 9 plus p plus 2, it should be divisible by 3. What is 9 plus 2? 11. 11 plus p should be divisible by 3. In place of p, what I have to keep now? Then it should be divisible by 3. If I keep 1 in place of p, 11 plus 1 equal to how much? 12. 12 is divisible by 3 or not? Yes. If it is divisible by 3, then p is going to be 1, and that is going to be my answer. Now, what is the answer? Option D. Understood all of you? So we'll move to the next question. So if you observe the fifth question, which of the following numbers are divisible by 2, 5 and 10 they're asking. So here you have some numbers. You have to tell me which are the numbers it is going to be divisible by 2, 5 and 10. So out of 2, 5 and 10, there is one common thing between all these things. There is one unique thing in 10. What is the divisibility rule for 10? The divisibility rule for 10 is if the last number is 0, then only the complete number is divisible by 10. But here if you observe in the question, out of 5 options what we have, here how many are there where last number is 0? In the second option we have last number is 0. In the fourth option also we have last number is 0. In the fifth option also we have last number is 0. So here and here and here, in all the 3 places, the 10 condition is getting satisfied. Yes. Now, if you see the second one, 5. What is the rule for 5? If the last number is 0 or 5, then only the complete number is divisible by 5. But if you observe here we have 2 numbers, 5 and 0 in 3 places. But 5 I will be not considering. Why? If I have 5, then it is not divisible by 10. Yes or no? It is not divisible by 10. So, I cannot consider my third option, and also I cannot consider my first option. So, final option I can consider it because the last number is 0. If I take 2, what is the divisibility rule for 2? If the last number is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then the complete number is divisible by 2. Here if you observe, here my last number is 9. Anyway, it is not divisible. Here it is last number is 0. It is available. Here it is 5. It is not divisible. Here it is 0. Yes, it is divisible. Here also it is 0. Yes, it is divisible. So what are the numbers I have here? I have 2, 4 and finally 5. These are the numbers that which are divisible by all 3 numbers 2, 5 and 10. Understood all of you? So we'll move into the next question. Here you can see what is the largest 4-digit number exactly divisible by 88 they're asking. Now what we have to take? We have to take one largest 4-digit number which is divisible by 88 I have to take. If I take 88, first thing what I have to do? I have to take co-primes for 88. What are the co-primes for 88? The co-primes for 88 are 11 and 8. Now, what are the factors of 11? The factors of 11 are 1, 11. What are the factors of 8? 1, 2, 4, 8. How many co-primes, how many common factors I have here? only one common factor I have here. If I have only one common factor, then I can consider 11 comma 8 as co-primes or not? Yes. Now, whatever the number we have here, it should be divisible by both 11 and 88. Do you remember the divisibility rule for 8? What is the divisibility rule for 8? The divisibility rule for 8 is, if last 3 digits are divisible by 8, then the complete number is divisible by 8. Now, we'll see in the options. What are the options which we have which are divisible by 8? Now, here if you observe, what is my first option? 944. Let me check whether it is divisible by 8 or not. So, I am checking whether it is divisible by 8. 8 ones 8, 14 will be remainder. Again 8 ones 8, 6 4 will be remainder. 8 eights 64. So it is 9944 is divisible by 8. If I check the next one, 8 ones 8, 10 will be remainder. Again 8 ones 8, 20 will be remainder. But 9900 is not divisible by 8. If I check 988, 8 ones 8, it is divisible. 8 ones 8, remainder will be 1 8, 8 to 16, 2 8, remainder will be 2 8 is not divisible by 8. So it is not divisible by 8. So next, last one, 999. 8 ones 8, 19 will be remainder. 8 to 16, 39 will be remainder. 39, it is not divisible by 8. So the complete number is not divisible by 8. So only one option we have, that also it is A. And also it should be divisible by 11 also. Now I have to take the alternative numbers or not? What are my alternative numbers here? 9 plus 4, 13. 9 plus 4, 13. 13 minus 13. 13 minus 13 is nothing but 0. So it is divisible by 11. Understood all of you? So what is my answer here? My answer is option A, which is 9944. Seventh question. If a 10-digit number 1330x 558y2 is divisible by 88, then the value of x plus y is what they're asking. Now here whatever the question they have given, first I have to write it here. Now what they have told, 1330x 558y2 they have given. Yes or no? Now it should be divisible by what? It should be divisible by 88. So here I have to take, it is divisible by 88. Then finally what I have to take? I have to find the value of x plus y. This is very important question where they have asked in SSC CGL 2019. In 2019 exam they have given the same question. Now let us see how we can solve this question. Now what are the co-primes for 88? 11 comma 8, that you already know. Yes or no? If 11 comma 8 are co-primes for 88, then with what I have to check first? With 8 I have to check. What is the divisibility rule for 8? The divisibility rule for 8 is, if last 3 numbers are divisible by 8, then the complete number is divisible by 8 or not? Yes. Now what are my last 3 numbers here? 8, y, 2. It should be divisible by what? 8. It should be divisible by 8. Now, in place of y, what I have to keep? If I keep 1, it will be 8 12. 8 tens 80. 8 tens it will be 80. 1 2 is not divisible by 8. If I keep 2, it will be 8 22. 8 tens 80. 2 2 is not divisible by 8. If I keep 3, what is my y? 3. So, 8 tens 80. 3 2 8 4s 32. So, 3 is, if I keep 3 here, 832 it is divisible by 8. So I can consider my y as 3. I can consider my y as 3. So here what I have to keep in place of y, I can keep 3 here. 1330 x 558 3 2 I can keep it here. Now what is the divisibility rule for 11? The divisibility rule for 11 is, I have to take the alternative numbers that I have to take difference from the remaining numbers. Here what are my alternative numbers here? 2, 8, 5, 0 and 3. So 2 plus 8 plus 5 plus 0 plus 3. So I have to take difference between those two numbers. Now what are the remaining numbers I have? 3, 5, x, 3, 1. So 3 plus 5 plus x plus 3 plus 1. Now if I add all these numbers, 8 plus 2, 10, 15, 18 and a half, minus, if I add all these numbers, 8, 9, 9 plus 3 how much? 12 I have. So x plus 12. In place of x, what I have to keep? Then I can do directly take my difference as 0. In place of x, if I keep 6, then it will be 18 minus 18 only. 18 minus 18 is nothing but what? 0. So here what is my x? 6. What is my y? 3. What is x plus y? They are asking. What is x plus y? Which is nothing but 6 plus 3, and it is going to be 9. Understood all of you? So we'll move into the next question. The next question is when 3 to 1012 is divided by 12 or not, they're asking. 3 to 1012 is divided by 12 or not, they're asking. Now 3 to 1012 I have to take it here first of all. Yes, now what they have told, it should be divisible by what? 12. Now what are the coprimes of 12? The coprimes of 12 are 3, 4. Now what is the divisibility rule for 4? The divisibility rule for 4 is if last two numbers are divisible by 4, then the complete number is divisible by 4. So 12 is divisible by 4 or not? Yes, it is divisible. Next, with what I have to check? I have to check with 3. Now what is the divisibility rule for 3? The divisibility rule for 3 is sum of all digits should be divisible by 3. Here what are my sum of all digits? 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 1, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. 9, it should be 9. 9, it should be divisible by what? 3. 9 is divisible by 3 or not? Yes, it is divisible. So it is satisfying all the two conditions. So definitely 12 is completely divisible by 3 to 1012, and the answer is yes. Understood all of you? So I hope all of you got very good clarity about divisibility rules and the different models what I have covered in this class. If you have any doubts, definitely you can comment in the comment box. If you want me to solve any more questions on divisibility rules also, you try to keep in the comment box. So I just want to give you one homework for each and every one. That question is, if the 7-digit number 94x29y6 is divisible by 72, then what is the value of 2x plus 3y for x not equal to y? So this question each and everyone should solve, and you have to keep it in the comment box. So I'll be waiting for you to look into your comments, and thank you everyone. Thank you for watching this video.